Ready?
All right. What's going on YouTube? This is 3zinferno. So here we have
Alistar Albans.
Alistar Albans.
Yep.
Oh, excellent. And what were you running, man?
I was running a weird build of agents, but I'll just show you right now. So
All right. Let's start off.
Just the regular 3 shine balls.
All right.
Let's do 3 Venus next. These are, just standard agent stuff.
Right.
2 Earths because she's limited to 2.
Mm-hmm.
Sadly.
You would run 3 if you had 3, huh?
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
I probably would run 3 and then 2 Venuses.
Okay.
I don't really like Venus that much, but I like Earth a lot because it
Right.
sets up a lot of like. Earth is good late game even when you're not using like shine balls and stuff like that, just because it gives you like extra cards for Hyperions. Because
Right.
people don't know that you can banish agents from your hand and on the field for
Right,
Hyperion.
right.
They think it's just Grave, so
That's true.
it's pretty sweet. 2 Card Troopers, which is the weird part of the deck.
Yeah. So explain the card troopers.
Card Trooper. Well, I also run 3 Call of the Haunted, which you'll see. But
Okay.
you mill fairies and stuff like that to support Christia. You also just want to mill Hyperion and mill Christia, so you can flip calls and bring them back, and it's just like
Right.
blow out. Like they'll go to like attack over Trooper, attack direct, and you just be like call Christia or call Hyperion, or better yet, they monster reborn your stuff.
Right, and
and
you
chain
chain call.
for it. Or better yet, if you have Christia in the graveyard and they do like a wind up combo, you just chain call.
Yeah.
Christia
They go
and
like
negate all
tour
their
guide
stuff.
into like activating.
for sure.
Chain Chris.
I
Yeah.
just run 1 Max C, but that's because I also run. I didn't want to run 5 hand traps, but I do run 3 Herald of Orange Lights.
Oh, okay.
This card's really good in combination with Call as well. That's where the deck gets most of its synergy from. You like to do things like discard Christia for that set Call, and then
Right,
flip
because
Call.
back then it was like really hard to discard. Like you didn't want to discard your Hyperions because
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
There's no way to just Hyperion's gone. It also
Right.
just it really balances out drawing shine balls, like because you can have like a Hyperion, a shine ball, and this. And that's just a really good thing. And it stops all the wind-up combos and destroys them. It also negates crazy stuff, like it can negate a Thunder King negation. Like if Thunder King's trying to negate your Hyperion, you can negate it. It can negate Dark World effects.
Right.
It
Yeah, which is
also-
really good at negate stuff in the graveyard.
on Gear
too.
Gear Armor. Valor is pretty good on Gear Gear Armor in the format. Like, it gets stuck face up, but this just destroys it, so you don't even have to worry about entering a battle phase to get cleared. I also ran 3 Thunder Kings. I figured windups would be really popular, and he's obviously very solid against them, and he's really good against basically everything.
Everything, yeah. Dinos, Geargias, all this.
Plus, like, Living the Dream is, like, they use, like, search effects or something like that, and you flip Call the Haunted to get him back in negate. So, a lot of the tricks in this deck involve Call the Haunted. Honest, just because everything's light.
Yes.
3 Master Hyperions, obviously, and then just 2 Christias.
2 Christians.
Yep.
So did you ever have a problem with like dead draws? Because sometimes fairies
Yeah,
have
you
a lot
can
of...
you can dead draw just because you'll just open like Shine Balls and Christias or Shine Balls Hyperions or
Yeah.
Christias and Hyperions, and that happens. But like, there's just the reason why I maxed out on Thunder Kings and stuff is just so I could have a turn 1 play like all the time. Like I'll just summon my Thunder King, set Call, or summon, set Warning, or something like that.
Right. Which is a strong play against any deck.
Yeah,
because-
even summon Trooper turn 1. So I have about I have 5 cards, 7 cards. I have about 10 cards that I want to summon on my first turn. It's
Right.
10 monsters, so I think that's
Which is
really
pretty
good
live. Yeah,
numbers,
fourth of the deck is pretty good.
Yeah, sure. So, I guess spells first. I ran 1 Duality. I want to keep the deck at 40 cards, and there's a lot of Thunder Kings floating around, so I didn't want to draw like a whole bunch of dead cards to Thunder King. And this deck does have a huge problem with Thunder King, which is another reason why Trooper shines so much. So, yeah, just 1. It helps fix hands and stuff. Heavy, Dark Hole, Reborn, and 3 MSTs.
3 MSTs.
That's really simple. 2 warnings, just 2 warnings, 2 Trenchals. I ran Prisons over Bottomless. I just like Prison more. I never liked drawing Bottomless going second, and then like them summoning something and just having Bottomless. It's always a bad feeling. But Prison is universal.
Especially the Thunder King.
Yeah, for sure. So Solemn, and then the 3 Call the Haunted.
So puts the deck count at
40 exactly.
40 exactly.
40. I usually run 41, which people make fun of me for. 41's not the worst, but I like 40 in this deck.
All right.
The side deck, we have 2 Dust Tornadoes just for everything that sets a lot of back rows, and also it's really good against Dark Worlds too, which this deck already has a really naturally good Dark World matchup, but I sided 2 of these, probably a mistake.
Different.
They didn't really, it only hits 1 deck, which is Dark Worlds basically.
Yes.
And yeah, I didn't draw when I sided it against my Dark World. 3 go. That's a big reason why I wanted to run this deck is because any deck that can side goes in match has like a super awesome wind up matchup, and also like the random decks that just lose to this, like Rabbit, stuff like that. System downs for Geargias, and this was really good against the Machina that I played, even though I ended up losing the matchup.
Right.
It's just a really good card. Removes everything, turns off Avarice, turns off Geargiano. Nobleman for Geargias, and for maybe like a random GK deck, which is probably a bad matchup for this because of Necro Valley.
True. And Royal Tribute.
For sure. So 1 Maxi sided against windups to just draw into more Heralds and stuff, and 3 Gemini Imps for Dark Worlds.
Well, you sided pretty heavily for Dark Worlds.
Yeah, I don't like playing against that deck at all, and this really shuts it down. So
That's
it seemed
good.
to work out pretty well. The exceeds are I ran 2 Digest to Phoenix, and this is a mistake. This should have been a Black Rose Dragon, but I was rushing with my deck list. And I just, so 2 Gachis, which is not a mistake. I made 2 a couple times.
Right.
Dark Mist, just in case you need it to get over something big or whatever. Acid Golem for 3. Leviathan, Zen mains. You can make these with like if you think Trooper's just not gonna like die or something, or that's not the play, you can like overlay Venus in this or like double Venus or something. And it works. Army Arm's pretty sweet. You just make it with Earth and Shine Balls and stuff.
Right.
Cataster, that as a light. Also, you can just if you happen to go to time, this can help you.
Right.
Ancient Sacred Wyvern is obviously like maybe like the second or third best extra deck card, probably the second best. You just win games with him. It's pretty nuts. Like there's like a combo. Like if your Earth ever survives, you can summon Venus, get all your Shine Balls, then overlay 1 for the Phoenix, which attacks twice, and then you can synchro with a Shine Ball,
Earth
Venus and Venus to make this, and that's game. Like if you hit directly.
Right.
3,000, and then he goes to 51 if you're at 8,000 yourself. And if you have Hyperion, it's always game no matter what. Stardust, Scrap, and this one. That's it.
Excellent. So did you ever think about, actually I always, when I ran Agents, I thought about running like Birdman in that?
Birdman, yeah, the old Agent decks have run Birdman just because like the awesome turn 1 potential, like with Venus and that, you can just make like Stardust Gotchi. So having a 2900 attack Stardust Dragon in any format has probably just always been good.
Right.
But it's just, it doesn't really do anything by itself, obviously, and it opens you up to getting hit by Maxi. And this deck is mostly immune to Maxi. Like, Venus is basically all it hits, and then you can just stop.
Because everything else is inherent, and
right,
call,
sure, yeah,
maybe call, that's about it.
Yeah, call, you get to draw 1 card, like, sure.
Yeah.
You can Maxi that, I don't really care. So, I like to keep it as dead as possible, and like I said, the deck probably already runs enough, like, weird, awkward draws by itself, so I don't want to add more. So.
And so what was your hardest matchup today? Or just in general, what was your hardest matchup
in the tournament? Well, I lost round 4 or 5 to an Insector deck running D-Fissures, and if you can't figure that out, viewers, then man, D-Fissure just wrecks this deck really hard. I mean,
any main deck.
Infinite. Okay, so I can't activate Maxi. I can't activate Orange Light. I can't activate Honest. I can't activate Card Trooper. All my calls are usually dead.
Yeah.
Usually Hyperion can't be summoned. Usually Christia can't be summoned. So it's like it shuts off Infinite. That's why the Death Stranders are on the side for the few people that were siding D-Fissure knew to side him in against my deck. Because there were people that were siding him that just didn't know. Like, it's Agents. Like, why would I side against Fissure against Agents? It's kind of like a weird draw. Like, it could just not work. But against my deck, it's really powerful. So that was probably my hardest.
Okay.
He didn't play well at all. He messed up so bad. He reborned a Tour Guide in defense because he didn't look at the graveyards and he didn't know that there was no targets. So he was just like, get Tour Guide in defense. And he still won that game just because of how blowout Fissure was. I just
and he main decked it, right? Or did he?
I'm not sure. Like, I wouldn't put it past him, but it was he definitely drew at game 2, so it just wrecked me.
And what was your hardest matchup in general? Like, what were you preparing for besides Dark Worlds?
Well, no, the going into this event, I was figuring most people will play windups, and I played a ton of windup decks, and this has a really strong windup matchup just on account of Heralds, and then game 2 and 3, which you play more game 2s and 3s than you do game 1s.
Right.
So goes in match is just an absolute blowout. Like, people would just start comboing and they'd be like, yeah, they like have like a happy look on their face and everything, and just goes in match, and they lose all their cards.
And they cry a little bit.
I almost lost to somebody that running windups because he had Soul of Silver Mountain in his extra deck.
Oh yeah, that's actually one reason I debated on running that or not.
How do you fit that into your extra deck?
I didn't. That's why.
Okay, so yeah, he made that. He still lost that game, but like it was like he was like, okay, I'll just keep my rat, get back Rabbit, make Soul of Silver Mountain. I'm like, oh shit, what's happening? I was really upset.
Probably the only thing I could take out for it is like Acid Golem, and that's probably the only thing I could take out.
Yeah, you probably could. Acid Golem's usually just like a liability, but I feel like you just need to have him to run.
So if there's something you had to change in your main deck, like if
there's something I had to change in my main deck,
is there anything you would?
I kind of love my main deck.
Yeah. After like playing
today, I honestly
today,
don't think I would run this deck again just because normal monsters just aren't my style. But like, no, as far as like the main deck's concerned, it's pretty much
it looks pretty solid. I like how like people don't expect it. And Card Trooper is a big
he's
out
really
to your
good. I love Card Trooper so much.
things.
I love opening just like Call the Haunted Card Trooper because I know that game is gonna go well for me.
Right.
No matter what.
And they're gonna end up spacing it no matter what. Like
yeah, sure. Like Trooper will just die and then you'll just draw a card for free. That's always pretty sweet. Or you just, mill that Hyperion and just, I have an extra fairy, just blow up a card. Like, they'll go set 2 and just end phase this, get back Hyperion, and they're looking at Torrentials and Bottomlesses and stuff, and just pop them and then attack, and it's really sweet, so.
That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, all right, hey, thanks, man.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, so this is Alistar Albans, and this is his 9th top.
Yep.
All right.
9 YCS tops.
9 YCS tops.
That's
all right,
crazy.
congratulations, man.
Thanks.
All right, thanks, guys. 3zinferno signing out.